Hey everybody, chonibyo here. It's the new year of 2017, and what better way to kick things off with the top 10 best anime from 2016? I've created a list of anime across a wide spread of genres, from isekai to mystery to supernatural and comedy. Naturally, this list is subjective, so if there's an anime you think that deserves a place in the top 10, tell me in the comments below. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right to it. Number 10 goes to 91 Days, a mafia thriller that takes place in the Prohibition era. Our main character is Avilio, whose whole family was murdered by the Venetti crime family. Seeking vengeance, he decides to infiltrate the Venettis and befriends the crime boss's son in order to set his plan in motion. If you've been looking for a mature thriller reminiscent of Bakano, one of the generally accepted classic anime, and want to watch something with absolutely no fan service or, you guessed it, high stool, 91 Days is a great watch. Number 9 goes to Flying Witch, the dark horse of 2016 anime. In a year full of action and thriller anime, Flying Witch stands out as 2016's premier slice of life anime. It follows the story of Makoto Kawada, a 15-year-old professional witch in training. It's rare to see a series with both a slice of life feel and magic without some plot thrown in to save the world, but Flying Witch is exactly that. It's the day-to-day life of Makoto learning more about being a witch and growing up. If there's something that can be said about Flying Witch that can be undisputed, it's that it's so relaxing and enjoyable to watch. Maybe it's because a lot of shit happened in 2016, but I found myself shaking off all the stress quite easily from this lighthearted feel-good story. You want something to put a smile on your face? I'm telling you, watch Flying Witch. Number 8 goes to another dark horse, Ajin, which is set in a world where mortals known as Ajin are forced to live in secret, or else risk being captured for experimentation. Our main character, Kei, finds out he's actually an Ajin after dying and reviving after a fatal accident. If you've been looking for an action thriller reminiscent of works like Tokyo Ghoul, but wanted a sort of jerk protagonist with a far better head on his shoulders than a certain ghoul, Ajin is a great watch. Now I know what you're thinking, how can a 3D computer graphics anime be a great anime? A lot of people who read the original manga were ecstatic when they heard it was getting animated, but did a double take when they saw its CG style. As for me, I had no problem because I already watched series like Ruby and other fantastic series that made use of CG. I actually quite like it, so if you can get past the art, you're in for a thrilling ride. If not, the manga is still a fantastic read. Number 7 goes to ReLife, which is basically the Japanese anime version of the movie 17 again. Arata, a dude with a pretty meh life, finds himself looking like a 17-year-old again, who knew, and starts attending high school again. I've never really liked stories like this. They usually devolve to wish fulfillment, looking at you, every harem anime out there, but ReLife actually manages to surprise me. Instead of merely being the fantasy of going back in time and having everything magically fall into place, each positive change Arata gets has to come with a huge amount of effort, whether it's building up the physical stamina he's lost over the years, or learning to connect more with your peers. It's not common that something in this subgenre surprises me in a good way, earning ReLife a place at number 7. Number 6 goes to the most hyped mystery thriller anime of 2016, Erased. Satoru is a 29-year-old manga artist with the strange ability to rewind to before a person's death if someone dies in his immediate vicinity. He ends up using his power to save a lot of lives, but after being wrongfully accused of murdering someone very dear to him, his power ends up sending him 18 years into the distant past. Upon realizing that his false accusation and the abduction and murder of a childhood friend, Kayo, back then could possibly be connected, he does everything in his power to save her from her fate. Erased is defined by its high points. There are moments in this series that will have you at the edge of your seat, and there's moments that will bring a tear to your eye. Since this is a mystery, I really can't go too much into the details, but I highly recommend the watch. That said, there are many differences in the anime adaptation and the manga, so if you want the full experience, check out both. Number 5 is a pick that was unlikely as its protagonist, My Hero Academia. In a world with superheroes where 80% of the population are gifted with extraordinary superpowers, Izuku is a boy with none. And there's no nice way to say it, that frickin' sucks. Despite that, he still dreams of being a superhero and does everything in his power to become one. He ends up meeting All Might, the world's most legendary hero, who sees potential in him and enrolls him in a high school for heroes in training. I know, it sounds like Shonen 101 basic formula, and in so many ways it is, yet what makes it stand out from the crowd of your standard shonen series is its main character. He's relatable in every sense of the word. His struggles are the struggles we have, whether it's fitting in or trying to do your best and not doing enough, and you can legitimately feel his anguish towards the impossibility of achieving his dreams. You can relate to Izuku on a level you can't relate to a dude with a 9-tailed demon fox inside him, or a dude who's made of rubber that can punch his way through anything. Bolstered by a fantastic soundtrack, a fresh new kind of art style, and great fight scenes, My Hero Academia is a fantastic addition to the top 10 anime of 2016. Number 4 goes to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, the 4th chapter in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Following the story of two unlikely strangers, Jotaro and Josuke, and their band of misfits investigating mysterious occurrences and disappearances in the town of Morayo, due to the sudden increase of stand users, which is basically the JoJo universe's version of people with superpowers. Luckily, enjoying this arc does not require knowledge of the previous arcs, though it is recommended to watch the 2012 JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime and the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusader series. Wow, that is a mouthful. That said, I didn't take that advice and still found myself in for a thrilling ride. JoJo is one of those super hyped series across the globe, and I can say after watching this one that the sheer fun value and ridiculousness that constitutes JoJo's Bizarre Adventure makes it extremely deserving of its universal acclaim. Everything from the way to its art pops and the sheer over-the-topness of JoJo and its fantastic use of colors makes it a great addition to the top 10 list. Number 3 goes to everyone's favorite skating anime, Yuri on Ice. The story follows Yuri, once Japan's most promising figure skater, pondering his future after a crushing defeat at the Grand Prix finale. At age 23, he's rapidly running out of time to make a mark in the competitive world of skating. And as he wonders, Victor, a 5-time world champion, offers to mentor him to help him return to the spotlight and take the Grand Prix. Yuri on Ice follows a number of characters, all desperate for victory, each with their own reasons for wanting to win and willing to do whatever it takes to stand in the spotlight. It's thrilling, the music is fantastic, and oh boy, is there a lot of fan service for you BL fans, but all in all, it is a great sports anime into a competitive world that is usually not in the limelight. Number 2, without a doubt, is the funniest anime of the year, Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. An isekai anime where Kazuma, after dying in our world, in a rather pathetic death I might add, meets a goddess named Aqua who offers to reincarnate him in a parallel fantasy world with monsters and adventures to have. She offers him any one thing to take with him into this world to make his adventures easier. See, the thing is that Aqua is kind of a dick in this conversation, so in an act of spite, Kazuma picks her to join him in this world, trapping her in this fantasy world until they can defeat the Devil King. I haven't laughed this hard from an anime since Gekon Shoujo no Zaki-kun. Konosuba takes all the familiar tropes of fantasy worlds and characters and turns them on their head, with a hilarious cast including paladins, mages, goddesses, and the pettiest and laziest main character of all, with one common united thread between all of them: that they're all idiots. And what a great cast of idiots it is. Konosuba is one of those series you have to see to believe how great and funny it is. A truly fresh anime in a year where isekai anime have saturated the market. Prepare for laughs and try not to bust the gut as you follow Kazuma's motley crew and their adventures as they do everything from attempting to hunt flying cabbages to failing the most basic of quests. Number 1 goes to my personal favorite of the year, ReZero. A completely different kind of isekai, Subaru finds himself in another world, and right in the middle of danger. He's saved by Emilia, a mysterious elf girl in hot pursuit of a thief who stole something precious to her. To thank her, he helps her in her search, but as soon as they find it, they are both brutally murdered by an unknown assailant. Right after being killed in cold blood, Subaru finds himself back at the same time he entered this fantasy world in the first place, and Emilia is still alive. He discovers that he has the power to return by death, or in English, the ability to rewind upon being killed. I find that the best isekai anime are the ones that subvert its tropes in some way. Like how Konosuba puts a comedic spin on it, ReZero puts a very realistic spin on a very fantastic world. Subaru doesn't instantly become a badass like Kirito does in Sword Art Online. He constantly struggles and finds himself failing repeatedly as he tries his best to help his friends and himself. His level of character development is unheard of in most animes in this genre, and it really makes the show hit hard at its emotional peaks. The characters and relationships between them are intricate and well developed, along with its superb development and world building of the kingdom and its different regions and economies, making the world really come to life and making the viewer get invested into the story. Usually in series like this, a side character is developed over one arc and is later forgotten about, but the way ReZero handles it makes each character dynamic and relevant to the plot, even past their initial arc. What results is a superbly balanced and a likable cast, an engaging story in an interesting world, rightfully making ReZero the best anime of 2016. Anyway, that's the end of my top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to hear what you think. What were your favorite anime series of 2016? What do you think deserved a place on this list, and what are you looking forward to watching in 2017? Tell me in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more anime content coming soon. I'll see you next time.